morning, dear students. This is Mr. Emil, and today we are going to deal with the past perfect. Look at this situation. The wife is asking her husband, "Honey, did you pay the bills I asked you to?" What did he answer? "Unfortunately not. When I arrived at the bank, it had already closed." "I had eaten my breakfast before I went to school." Another example. After he had taken his music lesson, he made a telephone call. What had Ali done before he went fishing? Ali had repaired his car before he went fishing. We use the past perfect to talk about an action in the past before another action also in the past. It is frequently used to report what someone else said or thought. Look at these examples. When I arrived at the station, the bus had already left. Andrew told me that he had traveled with his wife. So if we draw the timeline like this, here this is the present and this is the future, and of course this point is the past. In this example, when I arrived at the station, the bus had already left. This is the first action, the bus left, in the past. Okay? And the second action, I arrived at the station. This is also in the past, but this is the first action. So this action took place before that one. This means that the bus left before I arrived at the station. Both actions happened in the past, but the bus left happened before I arrived. Don't get confused with the present perfect. Look at this example. I'm not cooking now. I have ordered pizza. The action here of ordering pizza occurred before now at an unspecified time. But the past perfect, I was not cooking at noon, I had already ordered pizza. Here the action occurred before another time in the past. So we have two actions in the past, and the past perfect happened before the other action which also happened in the past. Okay? Also, don't get confused with the past progressive. Look at this example. I was waiting when the pizza arrived. Here the action was in progress in the past at a particular time. I was waiting. But the past perfect, the pizza had arrived when he came home. Here the action took place before another action in the past. It's a completed action before a particular time in the past. Now let's see another example. I had already gone to bed when it started snowing. Here we have two actions. Number A, it started snowing. Number B, I went to bed. Which action happened first? Did I go to bed first, or did it start snowing first? I went to bed first, then it started snowing. Another example, I tried to go shopping, but the store had closed. Action number A, store closed. Action number B, tried to go shopping. Which action happened first? Number A happened first. The store closed, then I tried to go shopping. Another example, a friend called to suggest a good movie. She had seen it last Friday. Here we have two actions. Number A, the friend saw the movie. Number B, the friend called. Which action happened first? The friend saw the movie. The second action, the friend called. So the form of the past perfect is that with I had traveled. You had traveled. He or she or it had traveled. We, you, they had traveled. What about the negative? I had not traveled. You had not traveled. He or she or it had not traveled. We, you, they had not traveled. So we add not after had, and the short form is hadn't. What about questions or interrogative form? Had I traveled, or had you traveled? Had he or she or it traveled? Had we or you or they traveled? What are the keywords of this tense? The keywords of this tense are after and as soon as, and they are followed by the past perfect, had plus past participle. And then the other side of the sentence, we should use the past simple. Also we have before and by the time. But note that after before and by the time we use past simple, and the other side of the sentence we should use had plus past participle. Make similar sentences using after and before. We have two actions here, finish work and watch TV. If we use after I had finished work, I watched TV. We may use before I watched TV, I had finished my work. Make similar sentences using by the time and as soon as. We have two actions here, eat breakfast and go to school. By the time I went to school, I had eaten my breakfast. Or, as soon as I had eaten my breakfast, I went to school. So it's correct to say After he had finished the meeting, he made a telephone call. Or before he made a telephone call, he had finished the meeting. Now let's see the past perfect continuous. In the affirmative form, I had been waiting. You had been waiting. He or she or it had been waiting. We, you, they had been waiting. What about the negative? I had not been waiting. You had not been waiting. He or she or it had not been waiting. We, you, they had not been waiting. We form the negative by using not, and the short form is hadn't. What about the interrogative form? We begin with had, then the pronoun I, been waiting, or had you been waiting, or had he or she or it been waiting, had we, you, they been waiting. So if we draw the timeline like this, here we have the past and here the present, then this is the future, like this. The action here, I had been waiting for hours when my wife arrived, should be drawn like this. The first action here, waiting in the past, and this action continued to a certain time in the past. The past perfect continuous is similar to the past perfect simple, but the only difference is that the past perfect continuous expresses longer actions before another actions in the past. It is also similar to the present perfect continuous. Nevertheless, instead of the time being now, the time is, of course, in the past. Look at these examples. I had been waiting in the line for hours until I could finally pay my bills. Another example, I had been waiting for hours when my wife arrived. Thank you for watching. Until we meet again, I wish you the best of luck, Mr. Emil.